Welcome back to the Bazaar. Thanksgiving might be known as the holiday of gratitude and feasting, but did you know it's packed with strange traditions, unusual origins, and some facts that might surprise you? Let's dive into 10 bizarre facts about Thanksgiving you probably didn't know. Fact 1. Turkey craze. Thanksgiving is practically synonymous with turkey, but have you ever wondered just how big the Thanksgiving turkey tradition actually is? Each year, Americans eat an astounding 46 million turkeys on Thanksgiving Day alone. That's nearly 20% of the country's entire annual turkey consumption, all in just one day. In fact, Thanksgiving is the #1 turkey-eating day in the United States. To meet this demand, turkey farms work year-round, with many turkeys specifically bred and raised just for this holiday. Most of these birds are broad-breasted white turkeys, a type developed to grow larger than their wild ancestors and designed to yield more meat. Farmers often start raising these turkeys in the spring, aiming to have them reach a market-ready size by November. An adult turkey raised for Thanksgiving can weigh anywhere from 15 to 30 pounds, depending on its breed and the farm's practices. And here's a fun fact. A male turkey is called a tom, while a female turkey is a hen. Most of the turkeys we eat on Thanksgiving are actually toms because they tend to be larger. To put it into perspective, on an average day, Americans eat about 22 million pounds of turkey. But on Thanksgiving, that number skyrockets to over 690 million pounds. And that's not even considering all the leftovers people enjoy in the days that follow, from turkey sandwiches to casseroles, and of course, the beloved turkey soup. The tradition of eating turkey on Thanksgiving dates back hundreds of years, though it wasn't always the staple it is today. Early Thanksgiving meals included a wide variety of foods depending on what was available. It wasn't until the 19th century that turkey became the standard centerpiece for most families' Thanksgiving tables, partly because of its size, making it perfect for feeding larger groups. So the next time you're carving that Thanksgiving bird, just remember, you're part of a long-standing tradition shared by millions of people around the country, and by 46 million turkeys. Fact 2. The presidential raccoon dinner gift. In one of the stranger presidential Thanksgiving stories, Calvin Coolidge received a live raccoon as a gift to eat for Thanksgiving dinner. Yes, a Mississippi resident sent him the raccoon in 1926, suggesting it would make a tasty dish. But instead of eating it, Coolidge kept the raccoon as a pet, named her Rebecca, and she became part of the family. Guess it's safe to say he wasn't up for raccoon on the menu. Fact 3. Lobster at the first Thanksgiving feast. We might think of turkey as the main dish, but the first Thanksgiving feast in 1621 was a whole different spread. Historians believe it likely included lobster, fish, and even clams. The Pilgrims and Wampanoag may have feasted on more of what was available around them, and that meant seafood played a big role. Imagine a Thanksgiving where surf beats turf. Fact 4. Thanksgiving isn't just American. Canada celebrates. 2. Thanksgiving may be deeply rooted in American tradition, but our neighbors to the north have their own Thanksgiving celebrations. Canada has a Thanksgiving holiday too, but it's celebrated a bit earlier, on the second Monday in October. The Canadian Thanksgiving is inspired by a long history of celebrating the harvest, which makes sense since their earlier frost makes October a better time to give thanks for the season's crops. So how did Canadian Thanksgiving come about? Many believe it started in the 16th century with explorer Martin Frobisher, who held a feast to give thanks after a perilous journey from England. This tradition evolved over the years, blending with European harvest festivals and, later, some American influences. Canadian Thanksgiving also has a different flavor, both literally and figuratively. While you'll find similarities, like turkey, mashed potatoes, and stuffing, Canadians often add their own touches. Popular Canadian Thanksgiving dishes include butter tarts, tourtière, a savory meat pie, and Nanaimo bars for dessert. Plus, you'll see fewer sweet potato casseroles topped with marshmallows and cranberry sauce, which are more typically American. Another fun fact: Canada's Thanksgiving is a statutory holiday in most provinces, but it's optional in others, like Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia. This means that not everyone gets the day off, and some people use it more as a long weekend to relax with family rather than a grand feast. Thanksgiving in Canada also has a unique autumnal twist. Many Canadians celebrate with outdoor activities like hiking, apple picking, and enjoying the fall colors. While Americans are gearing up for winter come late November, Canadians make the most of October's vibrant autumn landscapes. If you're lucky enough to have friends or family in both countries, you could actually celebrate Thanksgiving twice, once in October with Canada and again in November with the U.S. So whether you're celebrating in October or November, Thanksgiving is all about gratitude, togetherness, and enjoying good food with loved ones. Fact 5. How Thanksgiving gave us the TV dinner. Believe it or not, Thanksgiving is the reason we have TV dinners. Back in 1953, the iconic food company Swanson found itself with a massive problem. They had ordered 260 tons of extra turkey, expecting a higher demand for the holiday. That's enough turkey to fill over 10 railway cars. Left with all this extra meat after Thanksgiving, Swanson needed a solution and fast. Enter Swanson salesperson Jerry Thomas. He came up with a clever idea. Why not freeze the extra turkey and package it with some traditional Thanksgiving sides? Inspired by airline trays, he designed a 3-compartment aluminum tray that could be filled with turkey, cornbread stuffing, sweet potatoes, and peas, and then frozen for later reheating. These early frozen dinners were a hit. The concept was revolutionary at the time because it allowed families to enjoy a complete meal at home with minimal effort. And as television was becoming the centerpiece of the American living room in the 1950s, these TV dinners became the perfect way to eat while watching favorite shows. They even came with a box designed to look like a TV screen. Swanson's Thanksgiving-inspired invention was so popular that they sold over 10 million of these dinners within the first year. The TV dinner became a cultural phenomenon, changing how Americans ate at home and paving the way for the frozen food industry. Today, there's a huge variety of frozen meals, but it all started with a Thanksgiving turkey surplus. These days, frozen dinners are still popular, though they've evolved quite a bit since Swanson's original Thanksgiving trays. You'll find options for every taste, from vegetarian to gourmet to international cuisine. But whenever you pop a frozen dinner in the microwave, remember that it's thanks to Thanksgiving, and a little too much turkey, that you have this convenient meal option. Fact 6. Jingle Bells was originally a Thanksgiving song. Most of us associate Jingle Bells with Christmas, but here's a surprising twist. It was actually written for Thanksgiving. Back in 1857, a songwriter named James Lord Pierpont composed the song we now know as Jingle Bells, but it was originally titled The One-Horse Open Sleigh and was meant to be performed at Thanksgiving. Pierpont wrote the song for his father's Sunday school class in Savannah, Georgia. It was meant to capture the joy and fun of a winter sleigh ride, a popular pastime in Pierpont's hometown of Medford, Massachusetts. In fact, Medford claims to be the birthplace of Jingle Bells, and it's still celebrated there each year. So why don't we hear anything about Christmas in the lyrics? That's because Jingle Bells was actually a seasonal song celebrating winter activities rather than a holiday-specific tune. The lyrics paint a picture of dashing through the snow, sleigh bells ringing, and the thrill of gliding over the hills, all things you could experience in winter, with or without the holiday. Over the years, Jingle Bells gradually became associated with Christmas due to its catchy melody and wintry theme. By the late 19th century, it was commonly sung around Christmas time, and by the 20th century, it had cemented itself as a Christmas classic. But technically, Jingle Bells has no mention of Christmas, making it one of the few Christmas standards that's actually holiday neutral. Here's a fun trivia tidbit. Jingle Bells was also the first song ever broadcast from space. In 1965, astronauts aboard NASA's Gemini 6 mission played the song on a harmonica and bells, bringing a bit of festive spirit to the final frontier. So next time you hear Jingle Bells, remember its Thanksgiving origins and how it's become a song that celebrates the joys of winter, from Thanksgiving all the way to Christmas. Fact 7. Cracking wishbones, a tradition as old as time. Breaking wishbones is a fun Thanksgiving tradition for many families. But did you know it dates back to ancient times? The Etruscans, an ancient Italian civilization, believed bird bones could predict the future, and cracking a wishbone to make a wish was part of their tradition. Today, families still snap wishbones on Thanksgiving, hoping their wish will come true. Fact 8. Australia has its own Thanksgiving in some parts. Thanksgiving might be most closely associated with the U.S. and Canada, but did you know there's a place in Australia that celebrates Thanksgiving too? On the small, scenic Norfolk Island, located between Australia and New Zealand, Thanksgiving has become a beloved annual tradition. The story of how Thanksgiving reached this remote part of the world is as unique as the island itself. Thanksgiving was brought to Norfolk Island in the 1890s by American whaling ships that frequently docked there. American traders and missionaries also influenced the island, bringing traditions and customs from the U.S. Along with these cultural exchanges, they introduced Thanksgiving, and the islanders decided to make it their own. Unlike American Thanksgiving in November, Norfolk Island celebrates its version on the last Wednesday of November. And while the traditional turkey and stuffing make an appearance, the meal also has an island twist. Many locals prepare traditional Australian and Polynesian dishes alongside American-style dishes, creating a feast that blends flavors from different cultures. Expect to see dishes like pumpkin pie and cranberry sauce, along with some tropical favorites. Some tables feature fresh-caught fish, sweet potatoes, and local fruits like passion fruit, bananas, and guava. This fusion of American Thanksgiving traditions and local ingredients makes for a one-of-a-kind feast. Another unique part of Norfolk Island's Thanksgiving is the church service. The island's churches are decorated with flowers, pumpkins, and other produce as a show of gratitude for the year's harvest. The tradition draws the whole community together, much like Thanksgiving celebrations in the U.S., but with a small-town island flair. Thanksgiving on Norfolk Island is a time for family, friends, and community, filled with a blend of American and island traditions. So, while it may be unusual to think of Thanksgiving down under, for the people of Norfolk Island, it's a beloved part of their year, celebrating both a bountiful harvest and a unique cultural connection. Fun fact: Norfolk Island is one of the few places outside North America where Thanksgiving is officially celebrated. Fact 9. Minnesota, the top turkey producer. Where do all those Thanksgiving turkeys come from? Minnesota. The state raises the most turkeys of any U.S. state, with over 40 million turkeys produced each year. So chances are, if you're celebrating Thanksgiving with a turkey, it may have come from Minnesota. Fact 10. The mother of Thanksgiving also wrote, "Mary had a little lamb." Sarah Josepha Hale, the woman behind the push for a national Thanksgiving holiday, is often called the mother of Thanksgiving. So, after 17 years of campaigning, President Lincoln finally declared Thanksgiving a national holiday in 1863. But did you know Hale also wrote, "Mary Had a Little Lamb"? This 19th century author and activist gave us two American classics, Thanksgiving and a beloved nursery rhyme. Thanksgiving is full of fascinating traditions and unexpected history, from raccoons as pets to lobsters on the menu. So as you sit down to celebrate, you'll have some fun facts to share with family and friends. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time on The Bazaar for more strange, fascinating stories from around the world. Happy Thanksgiving.